So let's face it, mosquitoes in the forest are no fun. I'm a forest engineer graduate and I work in the forest in the summertime. It's been 3 years that I've worked in the forest, in the boreal forest, and I'm also a scout leader and I'm a avid backpacker and canoe. I do also some canoe camping. So I basically live in the forest for all summer long. And I tried so many things against mosquitoes. And I'm here to share with you a lot of things that I've actually learned in all of these experiences. I've done horrible mistakes that have had me bleeding, and um, I don't want this to happen to you. So, in this video, we're gonna cover basically all of the basics, but also we're gonna dive deep into how to actually use mosquito nets, your clothing, and mosquito repellent, and other things. So, how you're actually able to use those things correctly and at the right time. So, first, we're gonna address how mosquito act in the nature. I forget to say I'm from Quebec, Canada, so for I'm sorry for my poor English. So, what are mosquitoes? Mosquitoes, they don't all bite. We all know the cow flies, they just land on your food. But there's also a lot of mosquitoes that do bite, some harsher than others. So, and it's only female mosquitoes that actually bite you. Why are they biting you? They need energy. They need energy to reproduce. So they take a drop of your blood, and this way they're gonna be able to lay eggs with this energy stored in your blood. It's as simple as that. And we're talking thousands of eggs per mosquito for some species. So you have also need to understand that mosquitoes, a lot of them, they get you kind of a serum of you don't feel them biting you, and that's how they actually bite you without you knowing it. Also, mosquitoes, they 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 thrive in different seasons. For me in Quebec, they are really bad in June since they hatch at that time, and they really are prolific in the outdoors, especially if you're in certain places. So just learn where and when they are gonna be the worst in your summertime, and maybe don't take this time of the year to do your travel. But if you have to do, we're gonna see how you can actually fight them. So, where are they living? The mosquitoes like humid and stale places. They like no wind, shade, and humid places. So, try to avoid those places, like ponds, humid land, and wetlands. And you want to avoid also small rivers, creeks, all of those things. As much handy as they are for getting water or showering, you need your camp to be kind of far from that. Also, if during the day you want to avoid mosquitoes, try to go to alpine places as high as you can, where it's windy, dry, so they won't follow you there. So, if you want to don't have to deal with mosquitoes, go to these dry, windy places. I'm gonna talk mostly about the black flies, the mosquito, the one you think about, which are centimeter by a centimeter, and also the deer fly, which have very colorful eyes. Their body is black and their wings transparent. Those one kind of take a bite of you, really. And so the black flies, they're very very small, maybe a few millimeters long, and you don't really feel them biting you. You can sometimes like kind of feel them on your skin, but it's not such a big deal. The problem is that the black flies, when you have some, usually you can have hundreds of them around you. You have also the mosquitoes. They can these one can really bite through a simple polyester shirt like this, and the deer fly also can do this. They can even bite through gloves, but we're gonna see how to actually protect yourself from them. Also, um, the mosquitoes are attracted to some things. They're attracted to your body heat and your CO2 from your breath. And the CO2 is simply, for them it's, oh, there's something alive, and the heat is kind of a target for them. So I don't know for you, but I can't do much about those two things. I can't stop producing heat and I can't stop breathing. So, but you can limit the amount of exercise you do, the amount of movement that you do, and this will reduce your body heat and your CO2 production. And but I mean, if you're active, I mean, you have to do it, but just try to level out your intensity. All right. Also, for CO2, you can actually reduce the amount of CO2 from, if you have to lose weight. This could be a good motivation. At least it is for me. And so CO2, if you have less body weight, you produce less CO2 since you have less cells to move. So you have also your sweat, your body odor, and your perfumes, deodorant, and the soap that you use for your clothing, and all of that stuff. Try to limit those. Or if you have to actually wash your clothes or wash yourself, and I suggest you do, use one that is odorless, like a no perfume soap. You can find those in some outdoor gear stores. Also, they're apparently more attracted to some blood types than others, but I can't change that, so you have to live with it. So, also a caution: if you're going to some places where insects actually transmit diseases, such as such malaria, um, you really have to protect yourself from mosquito. You can't really get bitten because you can have malaria and other horrible diseases. So, but here where I'm from, at least in Canada, usually they don't transmit disease, except for ticks, which are not like flying things. They just hop on your leg. But I won't go really deep into ticks since there's plenty of videos on how to remove them, how to protect yourself from them. So, first, I'm a firm believer of a good physical barrier from mosquitoes is the way to go. I think physical barrier keeps your sanity in check. It also protects you literally from the mosquito, and it's not like, oh, I have like 40% less mosquito around me. They just can't bite you. So in my opinion, this is the best way if you work in the forest or if you go camping to actually protect yourself with clothing or head net or head net protection of some sort. So, and I think it's a first kind of a base layer for your protection system from the mosquitoes. So I'm gonna dive deep into the mosquito net because I've done a lot of mistakes with them, and I've seen a lot of mistakes being done with them. So here is some advice. You want a black head net. You don't want a green one or a beige one if there is, because they reflect more light. Okay, so the green one, you will maybe lose like kind of 15% of your vision or something like this, since the sun reflects in the green one more than the black one. So this one you sometimes often you forget about it, which is good. So I suggest a simple black head net. The head net must be simple, as I said. Basically, this one I bought it online. It's basically just a cylinder of head net material and like a round, I don't know if you, a round one like this on top. It's very simple, and there's also a bungee cord on the bottom with a little cinch thing here. I don't know, but which is, so it's very simple. there's a few rules on how to actually wear one. You want the head net away from your face. If you don't do this, your head net will actually stick to your skin the moment you sweat, or sometimes even if you don't sweat, it will stick to your skin and the mosquitoes will be able to bite through, especially your forehead, but also sometimes the sides of your face. So you want to create distance from the head to your face, the head net to your face. So with a hat, it can be a good solution. I'll show you how it looks. It's not a fashion show, let's say, but you basically just put it on like such. You place it correctly, and like this. So as you can see, I'm really distant from the net is distant from my face, and also not really distant from my ears, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Maybe like the top of my ears kind of touch the net, but that's it. And this can be a good system. If you don't have a sun hoodie, this is a preferred method. I've had in the past a hat, like a full hat, with a mosquito net like kind of inside in a little pocket on top. It works. It's better than nothing, but I don't suggest this to you because it's not a good hat and it's not a good head net. So if you just want to wear the head net, you can. I don't know. I don't think it's a good match, let's say. But my preferred method for working and for camping, it's simply a sun hoodie. This one is clean. It doesn't have paint on it, which we use in the forest. But it's a simple sun hoodie with a cheap one from online. I bought online for like $12, and you have it like this. So this kind of creates, I don't know if you see it, but just a little hat, just to create space from your skin. And you put it on like last time. It's quite simple, and boom, you're protected. And what I enjoy is that, as I said, it's not a fashion show, but it just leaves a little space from your skin, so you really kind of forget you have a head net on. And also, the second very important thing with a head net is that it needs to rest on some clothing. Because if you don't do this, for example, if I don't have this, just forget I have this part of the sun hoodie. Your neck is exposed, and the small mosquitoes, the black flies, will be able to go on your neck and you won't feel them. I've made this mistake before and I've had a bleeding neck. Okay? It was horrible, like a crown or something like that. And I'm telling you, you really need something between your skin, and the head net. And it has to go all around. So, like this, if you look, I'm fully covered. My head is basically an enclosed space. And with a simple shock cord, if it's too loose, the mosquitoes will be able to go in here and go in your face inside the mosquito net. So, what you want to do is cinch it up, and like this, you're fully protected. Okay? Also, I've seen some mosquito nets that kind of goes under your armpits or under your shirt, and it's super complicated. And if there's one mosquito that gets in the mosquito head net, you're screwed. But with this one, what I do is quite simple. If there's one, which happens maybe once a day if I work, I just kind of bring him like in a something like this, and I'll just flip it and put it back on. So in that time, the mosquitoes won't have had the time to get inside the head net. And if like there's some things or other mosquitoes, like 4 or 5 mosquitoes, I'll just flip it, shake it up like this, flip it back on, and put it back on. All right. So these are some simple tricks to actually use a head net. This is crucial since it gives me peace of mind, and therefore I can actually think of how I do my job and all the things I have to think about. Okay, so this is how to use a head net. You can have like just a buff if you don't have like a sun hoodie with this, and you can put it in your shirt. The idea is that there's no point of entry for the mosquitoes to get in your neck or in your face inside your mosquito net. The next step is to have actually good clothing. Okay, for your clothing, you need you need a good long sleeve pants, good long sleeve shirt, which actually protect you, especially from the black flies, but can also protect you a lot from the the mosquitoes and the the deer fly. So you want something that is pale of color, white, beige, something like this. For example, here I have a beige pants, long pants. This is good. It needs to be kind of tight woven so the mosquitoes have difficulty to bite you through it. And you want the kind of sleeves of your pants, the legs, to be simple. The end of it simple, because you don't want some buckles or things like that to stretch it or something, cinch it on. It creates points of entries when you put some socks over it, you know. So you really want something simple, pale, of color, and uh, yeah, tightly woven. You can find those in second-hand shops for very cheap, $8 or something like this, $4. And if you work in the forest, and they will get dirty, so why spend $80 or $200 on work pants? Just buy them used, and you won't feel guilty to actually work with them. And also, a shirt like this, I really enjoy this. This is my preferred method to go outside, basically. You can also put some gloves, working gloves, like these ones, and these you will be able to put it over your shirt, your sleeve, and it will actually protect you from the mosquitoes. If it's really bad, this is really good. If you work outside, this is a good protection. Also, you have to protect your hands if you work with the trees, the soil, and everything. So this is good. Also, the concept is to be covered from toes to head with light clothing. It's hot in the summertime. You want some pale colors, as I've said, but you want something that is kind of breezy. This is why I like those beige pants, because it's not hot on me. And I've told you before, body heat attracts mosquitoes. So you want to be airy, lightweight with those pants and with those shirts. And you don't want to accumulate heat. So if you're out camping, maybe try to have a white one that is made of wool or a pale one made of wool, because wool is better for odor management. But since I'm working in the forest, I'm not gonna pay $100 or $150 for just a shirt that I will destroy in the summertime. This one is kind of new, so but the other ones are kind of uglier with paint and everything. And with socks, it's quite important. If you're outside, you have sandals on or something like this, use another pair of socks to actually limit the amount of mosquitoes that can bite through your small socks, thin socks. So with this, you're really protected, and you put your socks over your pants, and therefore you're protected. If your socks are a bit short, you can always use some kind of tape. This is kind of a medical tape that is stretchy, doesn't have any glue or stickiness to it. It just closes on itself, so you can wrap your heels with this. But sorry, it can actually work to put your socks and they stay in place. Also, you have two things that you need to avoid if possible: watches or a hotspot for mosquitoes. If you have your watch on, I don't know how I can show this to you, but the watch will be like on your skin, and the mosquitoes, it will be a humid place where sweat accumulates and doesn't dry off. It's smelly with the leather and everything sometimes, and the mosquitoes will you will be bitten all around the clock. Okay, so avoid watches. Also, if possible, avoid rain jackets. Rain jacket trap heat and moisture inside of you, around your body, like between you and the rain jacket. And this is a perfect place for mosquito. They love it, and they will. And maybe you will think, oh, it will be better with this. No, no, the mosquitoes will get inside of your shirt and rain jacket, and it will make it worse, and you won't know that you're getting uh, bitten by the mosquitoes all around you. So I suggest, it's not too if it's actually not raining, maybe just put isolation layer, or if it's hot and raining, you can avoid the rain jacket if you can, because the rain jacket will be a safe dry thing you can put on you once the rain is finished. And also it just creates more humidity, and a lot of time it doesn't really keep you dry for the long term. So especially while working in the forest, there's a lot of time that I just get wet, and that's it. I mean, if you're 8 hours a day in an 8 hour day in the forest and it's raining all day, you're gonna get wet anyway. So just enjoy the rain, and yeah, sometimes there's less mosquitoes if it really rains. Okay, so enough of the physical barriers. I think I've made my point of how important it is to have a good physical barrier against mosquitoes. Now, sometimes a physical barrier is not ideal. If it's 34 degrees Celsius outside, very hot outside, and you want to be in short pants, or you want to be in t-shirt or something like that. Yes, this is the place and time for chemical solutions for protecting yourself against the mosquitoes. There's basically three uh, kind of products that you can use, chemical products, for your adventures. The most popular is DEET. DEET comes in spray cans like this. This is pressurized, this is flammable. This is sometimes not the best thing to bring because of the format. But you can have it in a cream, or in just a little spray bottle like this, or a smaller bottle of cream. And this is all DEET, by the way. And DEET has a lot of problems, in my opinion. It works. If you have a lot of mosquitoes, you put it on your heels, on your arms, something like that. But please don't put it in your face. Since the moment you sweat, it will drip in your eyes, your mouth, it's in your ears. It's really not nice, and it stinks a lot. And you've already had this experience where people put some DEET on themselves or on their clothing, and it stinks a lot. But this is not the worst part, because there's also problems with synthetic material. DEET is a powerful chemical, and it will degrade your clothing. Also, it will degrade if you have some on your hands and you have some GPS or something. It will degrade the markings on the buttons, on the physical buttons on the GPS. It will degrade plastics. So, yeah, pay attention to this. It is a powerful thing. And the problem also is that you have to apply it often. And the problem with this is that it is bad for you. It's a toxic chemical, and if you use it a lot, it will probably give you some bad illnesses in the long term. So if you work in the forest and you have to apply it 3, 4, 5 times a day, and you work 70 days where you put some on you, I mean, it really adds up. So DEET, in my opinion, is a kind of a last resort, or once or twice a year or something like this. If you go on a camping trip, it's okay. I don't think it's a real health concern for you. But just pay attention don't eat it, don't sniff it or whatever. Just put it on some places that are not covered, like your heels sometimes, or your legs if you want to wear shorts or something like this. This is a good use for DEET. But I personally rarely use it. Again, also there's other products. There is permethrin. Permethrin is a product that you apply on your clothing. I've personally never used it, but I have some colleagues and friends that have used it, and I have mixed feelings about this. And permethrin, you put it on your clothing before your trip. It's kind of a spray bottle, or and you have all of these steps to actually get it to work and how to apply it correctly. But once it's applied correctly and dried, it's odorless, which is good. And it lasts through several washes on the washing machine, and it repels and kills insects. And also, it's safer than DEET. So this is actually a good product in paper, on paper. The problem is, at least for me as a forest worker, the problem is that it's another thing that I have to take care about and to have in my mind to apply it. And I have like multiple kits when I go work for 8 day long shift. I need to have a lot of work working clothes, and therefore it's kind of complex for me to take care of all of this, and it's kind of annoying for me. I don't want to bother with it. This is why I really prefer to have a simple physical barrier. Okay, the mosquitoes will be on me, but they won't actually bite me. And since I have a good, well placed and a good mosquito net, I'm enclosed and they can't get to me. But I think permethrin is a safer, better option for a lot of you guys. If you're going on a camping trip, you put it before, and it's it works. But the problem is that it's on your clothes, and I mean, when I have my long pants on, I don't I don't want to, like, the mosquitoes can't get to me. So okay, there will be less mosquitoes around, but they can't bite me. So it's kind of a, like, for this, if you want to be in shorts, like, DEET is a better option. Okay, so chemicals, these chemicals, insecticides for me are kind of a mixed feelings. Let's say they have their uses, they can work, but to me, oftentimes it's more hassle than actual benefit. Let's say. The third one is a thermocell, which is an insecticide that you have to heat up a little bit with a pad. So the insecticide is in this blue pad, and you heat it up with either this is the camping one, that you put it on a isobutane can, and or propane can like this. It heats up the little metal pad that is under this, and in my observation, it works. But it is, and they sell one that you wear around your neck. I wouldn't advise this one since it's toxic. This insecticide is really toxic. Pregnant ladies should not be around this. So it kind of produces like a very very small smoke around, and it limits kind of they say like a bubble around your picnic table, which is kind of working. It can really be nice, especially once you've already ate your dinner at camp, and it can really be nice to be able to spend 1 or 2 more hours around the picnic table, play cards, before actually going to bed. So this is kind of the only actual use that I have for this one, since the one that you walk with or around your neck, it's really too close to your face to be like to have this all day around you, and you have to replace the pads. They last a few hours, so it's not a bad product. It's just, for some people it works, for some it doesn't. So there's some opinions online about if it works or not, but yeah, maybe try it. Maybe this is exactly what you need. Like, after a hiking day, you arrive at camp, you just want to be out of the mosquitoes. But remember, you have to bring a can like this, and you don't need a lighter for this, but it's just it's not heavy or anything. It's just a bit bulky, but it works. But it's again a very specific use. Now the fun part. We can, I think, we can kill guilt-free mosquitoes. This is a guilt-free activity. Of course, there is this. I think you call this a fly swatter. In French, we say tapette, but une tapette à mouche. But this is a good tool, but this is for indoor use. This is a for your kitchen when a mosquito gets in. So just leave it at home. The actual thing you can use to kill mosquitoes, except your hands, you can actually use a. This is a lantern. I don't know. Yeah, there's some batteries in, but it has like some very small violet lights that attracts the mosquitoes, and there is you probably can't really see it, but there's a wire all around this violet light, and it attracts the mosquitoes, and they will try to go to it, land on the light, but they will get zapped. So this is a very nice product actually, but it again has a very specific uses. So for me, this only works great once you're in your tent, ready to go to sleep. You put it on like this, the mosquitoes die like this, and you can go to sleep in peace. So this is, or in your hammock, it works great. You have 2, 3, 10 mosquitoes that they're just buzzing in your tent, they bother you. But I think it's better to have some, but it works great. I don't bring it every time, but you can also simply learn how to actually get in your tent without getting all of the mosquitoes with you. So what you do is you don't leave your mosquito door open during the day, and also because it kind of creates a trap for them on top of the inner fly. But once you get in to go to sleep at night, what you want to do is to close your headlamp, and you walk a little bit. You let the mosquitoes forget about you, and you zip it. Uh, you get in, you zip it, and then you can put the light back on. And usually it brings a lot less mosquitoes this way than with your light, and you mess around, and you try to be efficient while entering your tent. So this is some tricks. I hope it was helpful for you to actually enjoy the outdoors. I hope you learned a few things. Leave some comments. This is my first long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some things, and go enjoy nature. See you.